Tom, you used the greatest commandment to introduce the question of multiple intelligences. Why use that passage?
A little later, I'll talk about multiple intelligences. But when I introduce it, I will show how it's a very down-to-earth practical theory that can really empower effective preaching. However, I don't want people to use it as though it's a gimmick. I want them to see that it has profound theological roots. And what it has is it has roots in the first and greatest commandment. I have often said that the first and greatest commandment is a commandment of what I call theological anthropology. I'm not the only person who uses that phrase. It refers to who are human creatures in the presence of God. And you'll recall the first and greatest commandment, as recorded in Mark, is, "Hear, O Israel, hear, the Lord your God is one, and you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart and soul and mind and strength." And that strength word is in Greek, issus. It means the physical bodily strength. So it is a commandment which basically says, I want you to take the sum total of who you are and the sum total of the different ways you know and bring that to God. I sometimes put this in a short phrase, all of us for all of God. And I think the commandment is very important to preserving us or saving us from pathological religion. Because let's say you love God only with all your heart, filled with passion and feeling, but you don't use your reason. I mean, the possibility of you're doing something really demonic in the name of God is very strong. Or let's say you loved God with all your mind, but not with all your heart. I mean, you could have a kind of very dry, icy kind of faith. Or let us say that you loved God with all your soul. It might be highly spiritual, okay? But it might not have any contact in the real world. Or if you loved God with all your body, you just served God all the time but never paid any attention to your soul, that can be pretty exhausting. You get burnt out, to use the modern phrase for it. So I'm interested in before we look at the multiple intelligences, which I want to do in a few minutes, I'm interested in giving a firm theological reason for this. I once actually wrote a little hymn text on this, and it's very brief, so I'll recite it, and that will, I think, really pull this question to a nice conclusion. If all you want, Lord, is my heart is yours alone, providing I may set apart my mind to be my own. If all you want, Lord, is my mind belongs to you, but let my heart remain inclined to do what it would do. If heart and mind would both suffice, while I kept strength and soul, at least I would not sacrifice completely my control. But since, O God, you want them all to shape with your own hand, I pray for grace to heed your call, to live the first command.